broadcast signal from authentication code Barracuda. Emergency classification. Blast door integrity compromised. Any available Vault-Tec personnel are required to respond under emergency protocol BT-21. This signal will repeat. This is an emergency broadcast signal from authentication code Barracuda. Emergency classification. Blast door integrity compromised. Any available Vault-Tec personnel are required to respond under emergency protocol BT-21. This signal will repeat. This is an emergency broadcast signal from emergency classification. Blast door integrity compromised. Any available Vault-Tec personnel are required to respond under emergency protocol BT-21. This signal will repeat. This is an emergency broadcast signal from authentication code Barracuda. Emergency classification. Blast door integrity compromised. Any available Vault-Tec personnel are required to respond under emergency protocol BT-21. This signal will repeat. This is an emergency broadcast signal from authentication code Barracuda. Emergency classification. Blast door integrity compromised. Any available Vault-Tec personnel are required to respond under emergency protocol BT-21. This signal will repeat. This is an emergency broadcast signal from authentication code Barracuda. Emergency classification. Blast door integrity compromised. Any available Vault-Tec personnel are required to respond under emergency protocol BT-21. This signal will repeat. This is an emergency broadcast signal from authentication code Barracuda. Emergency classification. Blast door integrity compromised. Any available Vault-Tec personnel are required to respond under emergency protocol BT-21. This signal will repeat. This is an emergency broadcast signal from authentication code Barracuda. Emergency classification. Blast door integrity compromised. Any available Vault-Tec personnel are required to respond under emergency protocol BT-21. This signal will repeat.
I think there's a brief spark between Rose and me.
Authentication code Barracuda. Emergency classification. Blast door integrity compromised. Any available Vault-Tec personnel are required to respond under emergency protocol BT-21. This signal will repeat. This is an emergency broadcast signal from authentication code Barracuda. Emergency classification. Blast door integrity compromised. Any available Vault-Tec personnel are required to respond under emergency protocol BT-21. This signal will repeat. This is an emergency broadcast signal from authentication code
I never
Barracuda.
really understood why Vault-Tec put
Emergency
numbers on their doors.
classification.
Man, this day is full of surprises. First this darn vault door lands here, now you've come to collect it.
Required to respond under emergency protocol.
Well, going by the number, I'd say this is from Vault 63. My buddy told me that it's located in the ash heap. I can mark it on your map. If you do make your way down there, stay safe. I heard it's overrun with mole miners. And the ash heap itself is barely breathable without a mask. And one wrong step might charcoal roast your foot. That aside, there's been a crazy storm brewing down that way. Doubt it's related, but I think I'll steer clear myself all the same.
BT-21. This signal will repeat.
You bet. Safe travel, stranger.
This is an emergency broadcast signal from authentication
Hey, Dweller.
code Barracuda.
I know it looks tempting, but you don't want to burn yourself, do you?
Blast door integrity compromised. Any available Vault-Tec personnel are required to respond under emergency protocol BT-21. This signal will repeat.
Wow. Would you look at that? I never thought I'd see one of these.
This is an emergency broadcast signal from authentication code Barracuda. Emergency classification. Blast door integrity compromised. Any available Vault-Tec personnel are required to respond under emergency protocol BT-21. This signal will This is an emergency broadcast signal from authentication code Barracuda. Emergency classification. Blast door integrity compromised. Any available Vault-Tec personnel are required to respond under emergency protocol BT-21. This signal will repeat.
Now this is gonna make for a great story next time I'm
This
at
is
the
an
Wayward.
emergency broadcast signal from authentication code Barracuda. Emergency classification. Blast door integrity compromised. Any available Vault-Tec personnel are required to respond under emergency protocol BT-21. This signal will repeat. This is an emergency broadcast signal from authentication code Barracuda. Emergency classification. Blast door integrity compromised. Any available Vault-Tec personnel are required to respond under emergency protocol BT-21. This signal will repeat. This is an emergency broadcast signal from authentication code Barracuda. Emergency classification. Blast door integrity compromised. Any of this signal will repeat.
Good old more responsibility. Nuka World on Tour is not responsible for any injuries sustained on the
Broadcast
present.
signal from authentication code Barracuda.
Well, I'll be.
Emergency
Yes, I
classification.
should look where I'm
Blast
going,
door
huh?
Oh, hello. A lovely new face. How good to see you.
Personnel are required to respond under emergency protocol BT-21. This signal will repeat. This is an emergency broadcast signal from authentication code Barracuda. Emergency classification. Blast door integrity compromised. Any available Vault-Tec personnel classification. Blast door integrity compromised. Any available Vault-Tec personnel are required to respond under emergency protocol. Is signal will repeat. This is an emergency broadcast signal from Authentication Code Barracuda. Emergency classification. Blast door integrity compromised. Any available Vault-Tec personnel are required to respond under emergency protocol. D21. This signal will repeat. This is an emergency broadcast signal from Authentication Code Barracuda. Emergency classification. Blast door integrity compromised. Any available Vault-Tec personnel required to respond under emergency protocol D21. This signal will repeat. This is an emergency broadcast signal from Authentication Code Barracuda. Emergency classification. Blast door integrity compromised. Any available Vault-Tec personnel are required to respond under emergency protocol D21. This signal will This is an emergency broadcast signal from Authentication Code Barracuda. Emergency classification. Blast door integrity compromised. Any available Vault-Tec personnel are required to respond under emergency protocol. This signal will repeat. This is an emergency broadcast signal from Authentication Code Barracuda. Emergency classification. Blast door integrity compromised. Any available Vault-Tec personnel are required to respond under emergency protocol. This signal will repeat. This is an emergency broadcast signal from Authentication Code Barracuda. Emergency classification. Hello? Hello? Is anyone still sane out there? Come to the intercom if you can hear me. Someone there? I picked up a pretty big surge of activity on our sensors, but it went quiet all of a sudden. Well, obviously, that whole tunnel is infested with the Lost. The question is, what are you doing in there with them? Wait, are you telling me that you managed to wipe out all of the Lost yourself? I have so many questions. How? With what? And actually... No, focus, Hilda. I could use someone with a lethal skill set. Hey, would you be up for a little hike? Very astute, but it's complicated. You're at the entrance to the vault, but that's just the tip of the iceberg, so to speak. You'll see. Just need to meet up first. Yes, but this is hardly the time to talk. All will be explained if you follow my directions. No, wait, please! Just hear me out.
The entrance area you're in now was once a high-speed rail system for transporting supplies to the rest of the vault. But as you can see, it's completely caved in. You'll have to walk to another entrance closer to the vault's atrium. It's just a quick trip over the hills to the south. Look for the entrance to the Shenandoah National Park. If you need a landmark, just keep walking toward that teeny tiny, giant, menacing storm in the sky. You'll find the entrance underneath the manor in the dead center of the park. And storm. Can't miss it. Good luck!
Report. This unit attempted to decorate local fauna with a Rudolph nose, failure gate, creature possessed 2 heads.
Get away! Oh, you aren't one of them. You scared me. Do I look okay to you? You ain't wrong. It's been a crap day. I'm Craig from Foundation. And I think you're back. Careful out there. Please don't lead them back here. You're back. Need anything? I'm Craig from Foundation. And I think I'm the only one left. We saw the nasty weather kicking up down here and thought it'd be worth checking out. See if anyone needed help. Didn't make it far down the road before we got jumped by something. I panicked and ran. They looked kind of like ghouls, but glowed, charred all over, and sparking like a broken wire. They were yelling all kinds of nonsense. They came at us out of nowhere and just started shooting and swinging. You serious? Did you hear what I just told you? Well, better you than me, I suppose. Actually, if you're going out there anyway, would you mind doing me a favor? As you head down Skyline Drive, could you check if there are any signs of friends? A trail, a body, personal effects, anything I could use to find them or report back at Foundation? Who knows? Maybe even a survivor. Not asking you to do much, just to drop a flare nearby. I can investigate them once the storm calms down. Sure, they might be. But even so, I need something. Anything to know for sure. I can't go back home without knowing. Anyway, just take the flares. If you happen upon anything or anyone, just drop one. And if you come back after, I'll make it worth your while. And watch out for those things. They may look like wolves, and they're not friendly.
You can't win. My legs! My core is running smooth. It's so loud. I'm sweating red. That can't be good. I'm sweating red. That can't be good. Daddy's touch.
Attention citizens, nuclear strike imminent. Please exit the area at your earliest convenience. Thank you for your cooperation.
Alexa. Volume.
No power over me, creature. Not anymore.
Calling mysterious stranger. Hello? Anyone there yet? Maybe I gave bad directions. Hello? Anybody? Oh, wonderful. I was getting worried. So, here's the situation. You need to get into the vault. I need to get out. This door isn't intended for easy access, so it'll require joint authorization from both sides to open. I'm on this side and authorized. You're on that side and not authorized. But no worries. I've got a plan. All of the Lost were once members of the Vault and should have authorization. You just need to get a hold of a hand and scan it. Easy peasy. I promise I, or someone in here, will be more than happy to answer all of your questions. Let's just get you inside first, Kay? Oh, don't be fussy. I'm sure you've done a lot worse out there. Find a nearby Lost. Anyone should do. Just scan the hand once you've got it. I'll be on standby. Promise. Time's a ticking. Chop, chop! Ooh, sorry. Anyway, I gotta run, but I'll be back. Scan a hand. Bye!
Good, you're here, and you're not lost, I assume. If you are, say so, because that would be a major breakthrough. Cool? Isn't that, I don't know, a bit childish? Sure, I'm a ghoul, and you're not lost. Glad we got that straightened out. I'm a bit too busy for that, but someone inside would be very happy to answer all of your questions. Anyway, I'm Hilda Stoltz. Hi. I'm head of the organic sector, which is exactly where I'm about to run off to. But don't worry, my Uncle Hugo is very eager to meet you. Just down the hall, in the Overseer's office, as he is the Overseer. Oh, and I've disabled the two-step lock, so coming and going should be easier now. Anyway, like I said, Uncle Hugo, down the hall. Toodaloo!
There was a landslide around the mansion. I wonder how that happened. Willkommen. Bitte komm rein. My niece told me to expect you. And do not mind my appearance. I can assure you I mean no harm. Can the same be said of you, though, outsider? Do you intend to harm us?
Vault 63 has lasted this long. No reason to think it won't keep lasting.
You don't say. Do I act as one, though? No, I thought not. Where are my manners? I did not mean to be so standoffish. You're a most welcome guest here. I cannot be too careful. It has been a long time since we've spoken with anyone from the surface. Fascinating.
I miss how it was
Is that the
before.
faint clicking of a boy I hear? How grand. A colleague from another paradise below the ground. Vault 76, I take it? What a pleasant surprise. Wunderbar. Kismet even. We are having fun now, aren't we? Listen, my new friend. Regardless of what pretenses my dear niece may have brought you here with, I believe I can repay you for your effort. No, opportunity. And your silly surface currency too, I suppose. As you may have ventured to guess on your trip here, our beloved Shenandoah has seen better days. Less stormy days. I'm in the midst of trying to get this under control, but our vault is still in a bit of a state of shock. If you'd be willing to engage in a bit of freelance work, I'm sure I can provide plenty of payment in kind.
There was a landslide around the mansion.
As they say, lies have short legs, no? Rest assured, you'll see this is quite the legitimate operation we have here. Perhaps I should introduce myself to assuage any hesitation you have. I am Hugo Stolz, overseer of Vault 63, yes, but also a principled man of business from the world of yore. Founder and CEO of Stolz Enterprises, respected member of Vault-Tech's board of directors, and overall international man of mystery. Allow me to formally welcome you to Vault 63 as our, let's say, outside consultant. Yes, that'll do perfectly. In words, no. But I could feel your heart leap at the promise of our joint triumphs to come. You cannot hide these things from me, I'm afraid.
The whole vault's shaking.
No, I'm sure you have many questions. I would expect no less, but I promise your first task will help you answer much. Speak with our Chief of Security, James T. Oberlin, and fetch me his latest situation report. I'd like to have him vet you a bit before we proceed any further. I'm sure he'd be happy to answer questions for you about our current predicament while you're at it. So curious. I love your enthusiasm. I knew I was right about you. Go on then.
Felt the whole vault shaking a while back. Security said it was nothing to worry about.
What if we go back to the surface and nobody wants to know us because of our, you know, condition?
Don't you be starting to change things up around here. We got a system and it works,
something.
damn it. I miss research, and science, and discoveries, and news.
Settling. Screw it. I miss how it was.
The one from outside. How's the storm?
Don't you go starting any trouble around here. It's civil.
It's a shame we don't have the workforce to spruce this place up a little.
What are you planning, Stoltz? James T. Oberlin, Chief of Security, Vault 63, formerly United States Army. Ordinarily, an outsider would report directly to the security offices. But as you've seen, Mr. Stoltz isn't fond of ordinary. How exactly did you end up on our doorstep, outsider? I'm asking the questions, outsider. We can address your queries once I've completed my interview. Now again, how did you end up here? Another rat in the race. Perfect, just what I needed. No wonder Mr. Stoltz was interested. Well, considering I'm entirely lacking any sort of credentials or background on you, perhaps you can fill me in on your history.
Red tape and security checks just to get a breath of barely fresh air.
You do seem fit to fight, at least. But that's not really an answer to my question. I won't fault you for a lie by omission, though. You seem eager and able enough. I've already been made aware that you're a dweller from Vault 76. Mr. Stoltz buzzed me ahead of your arrival and filled me in on the situation. Sorry for the test, but wanted to see how you'd present yourself. I appreciate your attempt to take this seriously, but I won't say I don't have my doubts. Let's see how this plays out, though. Here's my status report for Mr. Stoltz. You're just... been expecting you. James T. Oberlin, Chief of Security, Vault 63. Formerly United States Army. Ordinarily, an outsider would report directly. How exactly did you end up on our doorstep? Mr. Stoltz, but... sorry for that. I appreciate your attempt. Here's my stat. Fine. It's only fair that you're briefed on our situation. 63's construction had fallen behind due to its lofty and ambitious size. This left our population exposed to extreme levels of radioactive fallout after the bombs fell. Those of us that survived the exposure ended up like this. But working with us so-called ghouls won't be a problem, will it? I suppose we shall. Good. That's going on your record, and I'm not a Marine. Just get out of my sight.
Supplies are starting to dwindle a little.
Is there
Even
a
with
reason
the
you're
stockpiles
loitering
and
in my
supply
office?
runs. You know, before the storms.
We felt the whole vault shaking a while back. Security said it was nothing to worry about, though. What if we go back to the surface and nobody wants to know us because of our, you know, condition? Hey there! Been a long time since we had a good community gathering around here.
Would there be sound if a tree fell with no one around?
I'm tired of all the red tape and security checks just to get a breath of barely fresh air.
Supplies are starting to dwindle a little, even with the stockpile from the supply runs. You know, before the storms. It's
This research and science and discoveries and
Supplies are starting to dwindle a little.
Screw it. I miss how it was before.
tired of hey there. Taking security checks just to get a breath of barely fresh air. Vault 63 has lasted this long. No reason to think it won't keep lasting.
What's up?
Hey there. Been a long time since we had a good community gathering around here.
You reckon that storm is gonna get worse or better?
Could there be sound of a tree fell with no one around?
It's a shame we don't have the workforce to spruce this place up a little.
There was a landslide around the mansion. I wonder...
Ah, you've returned. I've just been thinking on some things.
Seeing someone
Yes,
with
that.
so much
Don't worry about that now. I have a question for you. Tell me, are we our brains? Yes, precisely. But is that not just scratching the surface? Consciousness, perception, encoding and the formation of memories. To take the observable world and sculpt from it a translation of ourselves, of others. And in the eyes of others, how many versions of us exist? Of course. We've only just met. I apologize. You have the spirit of an old friend about you. I've forgotten there's much new ground to tread between us. I may have failed to mention this before, but I am or was blind. Born that way. After the incident that left me in this state, I became able to truly see the world. Well, perhaps it's more accurate to say, I feel the world. Pulses of electricity, waves bending and refract. This world, but others, well, we have been... A scientist, are you? We are unsure. Perhaps it... All of this is... And pay we will. Let's discuss next steps. There's 2 sets of investigations I'd have you undertake. Your new friend Oberlin can fill you in on one, and I'd be happy to walk you through the other. Take a moment to relax and process. Speak with either of us when you're ready to hear the details. And once again, I cannot contain my excitement in having you on board.
Vault 63 has lasted this
Willkommen im Team, mein Freund.
won't keep lasting.
What? Never seen a blind man? Yeah, me neither. So, shall we begin? There are some tasks that I'm unequipped to handle myself, and I need your assistance. Well, as you can see, I cannot. Or at least not in the same way you see the world. More precisely, while I can navigate just fine, there are a number of optical challenges that my condition does not account for. Normally, I would have someone assist me with that, but, well, we are getting ahead of ourselves. So shall we begin?
Dwindle a little, even with the stockpile from the
Excellent. As you've hopefully been made aware by now, the source of the weather phenomenon outside is a device that is under our control. Or rather, the lack thereof. Control, that is. In order to solve this error, we'll need to acquire the weather machine's blueprints. They are in the wall safe just over there. I've been known to be a bit creative with resources in the past, but I am not that wasteful. The safe can only be opened with a key that my beloved wife Cassie has chosen to hide in a very secure location. So secure that only she knows where it is. This is problematic, as she has been unwell and unresponsive for quite some time. That said, she was a diligent note-keeper. I'm certain you could find out where she moved the key to if you were to search through her notes. You should find them all in our room upstairs. It is unlocked, so you should be able to just walk in. With my condition as it is, I'm unable to do this myself, and thus, my new friend, the task falls to you. There was another copy, but I don't even want to get started, to be honest. Intellectual property can be so tricky to keep locked away. Perhaps Trace... I dare say I barely understand it myself. Prior to certain since, alas, discussing... I'm concerned, while it means I'd rather... You will? Best of luck. I could use some help over here.
Been a long time since we had a good community gathering around here.
These jumpsuits don't leave much room for expression.
Been a long time since we had a good community gathering around here.
Vault 63 has lasted this long. No reason to think it won't keep lasting. Vault 63 has lasted this long. No reason to think it won't keep lasting.
Seeing someone do so much good around here.
You should have arrived a few years back. The old vault sure was something. You know, before the accidents.
Make it quick. I've been spread thin. I can tell you, there are three red. Your best bet. They should have more. In the meantime, move along.
You reckon that storm is gonna get worse or better? Don't you be starting to change things up around here. We got a system and it works, damn it!
Oh, a stranger. We haven't seen anyone from outside in a while. What's a ghoul?
Is that what they're calling our condition outside? Those bastards. That means this is a widespread condition, and not unique to us.
I suppose we do look ghoulish. Smooth skin? That's an interesting way of putting it.
Oh, I like that. Those smooth-skinned bastards.
Don't you be starting.
If we make contact with the outside again, it wouldn't hurt to use their terminology.
Damn it. Thanks for the intel. Is there anything else? Now, why would we tell you that, stranger?
Yeah, a real nosy stranger. Hey, Julio, get it? Because they got a nose and we don't. It ruins the joke when you explain it, Lawrence.
It's a shame we don't have the workforce.
Is there
to
anything
spruce this
else?
place up a little.
That we've spent far too long cooped up here.
You said it.
Is there anything else? Chief Oberlin's finally getting around to dealing with it. Yeah, things like people are scared.
Oh, last time I was damn near to... And,
Yeah, Alfie was one. He's probably... You didn't... We're just guessing, to be honest.
We also... That's if they don't turn. There's two...
Is there anything else? You can get to the lower levels from the elevators just over there. There's also a stairwell down just across the atrium that leads directly to the storage room. Good luck, and thank you.
Good luck down there, and, welcome to Vault 63.
You reckon that storm is gonna get worse or better?
How about some space, buddy? You're, standing a little close there.
Ah, the one from outside. How's the storm?
You reckon that storm is gonna get worse or better?
Welcome back. How are things going? You work fast, and straight to the point.
And downright rude. You're one to talk.
Thanks. What did you say? We couldn't have done it ourselves. Is there anything we can do for you?
You reckon that storm's gonna get worse or better?
We felt the whole vault shaking a while back. Security said it was nothing to worry about, though.
Yeah. We'll spread the word that you are someone trustworthy. Thanks again for all the help. You're all right, outsider.
Wow. Your skin isn't split at all.
Have you heard about... Ugh, again?
There was a landslide around the mansion. I wonder how that happened. Supplies are starting to dwindle a little. Even with the stockpile and supply runs.
If I hadn't already lost my hair, I'd be tearing it out right now. You're back. I hope you have good news for me. Well, color me surprised. Good work. With that out of the way, I'll be able to focus on the more important matters, like dealing with the chaos going on outside of this vault. I don't suppose that those three had anything interesting to say while you were helping them? Looks like I may have to check in with our custodian, Johnny, later. He usually hears a thing or two, though I'd much rather people come to me than having to resort to gossip mills. Still, it can be hard for people to know who to trust. But enough about that. Now that you've helped me out, is there anything I can help you with? First, your reward. I'll arrange for something from our armory. I'm sure you'll find a good use for it in the future.
Don't you be starting to change things up around here. We gotta... We're new animals. Any of them for eating?
The whole vault shaking a while back. Security said it was nothing to worry about, though. His research and science and discoveries and news. Screw it. I miss how it was before.
You should have arrived a few years back. The old vault sure was something. You know, before the accidents.
That storm is gonna get worse or better.
Been a long time since we had a good community gathering around here. Seeing someone do so much good around here, it's refreshing.
There was a landslide around the mansion? I wonder how that happened.
Vault 63 has lasted this long. No reason to think it won't keep lasting.
starting to dwindle a little. Even with the stockpile from the supply
Felt
runs.
the whole vault shaking a while back. Security there's nothing to worry about. Vault 63 has lasted this long. No reason to think it won't keep lasting. It's a shame we don't have the workforce to spruce this place up a little. There was a landslide around the mansion? I wonder how that happened.
You have beautiful skin. It's unsettling.
What's up?
I'm tired of all the red tape and security checks just to get a breath of barely fresh air.
Since we had a good community gathering around here. Wow. Your skin isn't split at all. You should have arrived a few years back. The old vault sure was something. You know,
If I hadn't already lost my hair, I'd be
the
tearing it
accidents.
out right now.
Seeing someone do so much good around here. It's refreshing.
These jumpsuits don't leave much room.
Need
for
something?
expression. I miss research, and science, and discoveries, and news. Ah, screw it. I miss how it was before. You reckon that storm is gonna get worse or better?
It's a shame. You have beautiful.
Hey there.
This place up.
Been a long time since we had a good community gathering around here. What's up?
I'm all for fun, but maybe we should wait until more problems get solved before we party.
We felt the whole vault shaking a while back. Security said it was nothing.
There was a landslide around the mansion. I wonder how that happened.
Seeing someone do so much good around here. It's refreshing.
These jumpsuits don't leave much room for expression.
What the hell are you doing in here? Get your filthy hands off her! Very well. But I'm sure you wouldn't appreciate a stranger manhandling your spouse. This arrangement is in her best interest. I apologize. Truly. I'm just very protective of her, you know? She is my other half, and life is just not complete without her. Of course, she has the key herself. I should have known. Apologies for the confusion. I often forget just how unusual my situation has become. I was born blind, and lived that way even after becoming a ghoul, as you put it. However, as I've mentioned, an accident at this facility altered me, not unlike the lost that wander the surface. I see the world in pulses, wavelengths, a universe of violent synaptic connections, carving out and outlining every object and person. Navigation is trivial for me now. I was able to spot you in these sacred grounds even from my office. To the lost, I imagine this vision is a curse, a terrifying cataractous cloud that distorts their world. To me, it is a new life. Needless to say, I don't find myself bumping into things while getting around the vault anymore. I don't think it's anyone's business to see my wife whenever they wish. I'm sure you wouldn't like that either if you were in her position. Just exposed for anyone to see like some animal in a zoo. No, not my Cassie. She deserves peace and quiet to recover. Nothing. She's perfect. Always has been. Always will be. The same incident that has put me into my condition. Well, it made her quiet. Tired. She'll be right in no time. All the more reason for you to get a move on with those weather machine blueprints. No? Yes. Very well. If you would excuse me, I would like a moment with my wife. Come find me when you have the blueprints.
So much good around here. It's refreshing. What's up?
The new animals up there. Any of them good for eating?
Seeing someone do so much good around here. It's refreshing. Felt the whole vault shaking a while back. Security said it was nothing to worry about, though.
I believe you have something for me. Did I ask you to snoop around in our personal affairs? That was and is none of your business. Forget the petty gossip and focus on the task at hand. Am I making myself clear to you? Now, the blueprints. Have you found them yet? It is a step, yes. You'll be provided more information shortly. Do be patient. Remember, this is all new to you, but years in the making for us.
And news. Screw it.
Well, they're not
I
good
miss
to
how it
me.
was before.
I can't read them. Go deliver them to my daughter Audrey. She's the one who's leading the effort to repair the weather machine. Oh, and before I forget, our conversation earlier, in Cassie's room. Water under the bridge, yes? I do hope we can keep that just between us. I'd hate for rumors to flutter about. You would have ranked among my best in the glory days. No nonsense. All action. Oh, and before you go off to Audrey, I would like you to indulge me in another thought exercise I've been meditating on. If you were to repair a ship by replacing it plank by plank, piece by piece, so much so that no single piece of wood from the original vessel remained, would you have a new ship? Or would it still be the original, only improved? Right you are, my friend. Both in the origins of the question and its complexity. Let's say for this example that we can agree that eventually it is a new ship. Because I think the more interesting question is, at what point does it become so? After half of the planks? After the final part is replaced? Perhaps the rudder? Or mast? If we were to change piece by piece, at what point do we become something entirely new? Up. One moment. Let's perhaps hold on an answer. I'd rather that linger with you a bit. And you have important business to attend to. Now, off with you to see Audrey. She's buried in her books in the meteorology sector. I hope you have some good hiking boots. It's quite the trek. Safe travels.
You should have arrived a few years back. The old vault sure was something. You know, before.
Margaret says the outsider has been earning their keep. Maybe they'll be good to have around after all. Now that you've proven yourself useful, I have a sensitive situation that could use some in-person problem solving. The emergency alert in the organic sector has been triggered, something that requires proper authorization to do. As I understand it, the lab's head researcher, Hilda Stoltz, headed there not too long ago. I believe you're acquainted. It would appear she's gotten herself into danger. It's unlikely she'd seek outside meddling if it wasn't something serious. Undetermined. Hilda is the only one left who could have triggered the emergency signal. So we know she was there and alive not long ago. As you'll see, her research was unconventional. It involves studies of the lost. If something happened there, it's likely dangerous. Get to the lab, assess the situation, and ensure Hilda returns here safely. If she's unwilling to return, convince her otherwise. She, and Mr. Stoltz for that matter, may believe her research takes priority over her safety. With her current numbers, that isn't a risk worth taking. With the tram tunnels collapsed, you should still be able to access organics from a cave nearby, used as a sort of ventilation system. If Hilda was able to make it there, I imagine you won't have too much trouble. But I'll provide a security key, just in case. Be prepared for the worst. I look forward to your return.
We felt the whole vault shaking a while back. Security said it was nothing to worry about,
Don't you be
though.
setting things up. We got the system and it works, damn it. Supplies are starting to dwindle a little. Even with the stockpile from the supply runs. You know, before the storm.
Been a long time